AOMTV television. Moments. It is always your choice. AOMTV, Altar of Mercy Television.
Welcome to the upgrade on here on Life Center Network, Altar of Mercy TV, Altar of Mercy TV. I'd like you to know that today I'll be looking at raising industry giants. Raising industry giants. You see, when you hear industry giant, what comes to your mind? Whether you're a business builder, a history maker, a tech guru, a realtor, educationist, a content creator. You see, if you do business, if you run ministry, if you do politics, if you're into any education, as the case might be in the 7 mountains of influence, I guarantee you're a giant, you're an industry giant. There are people that have cut a niche for themselves. So I want to begin by saying in life, you either carry a giant killer mentality or a grasshopper mentality. In life, you either carry a giant killer mentality or a grasshopper mindset. You see, in Numbers chapter 13, 32 to 33. So they spread this bad report about the land among the Israelites. The land we travel through and explore will devour anyone who goes to live there. All the people we saw were huge. We even saw giants there. The descendants of Anak, next to them, we felt like grasshoppers. And that's what they thought too. You see, your mentality sponsors your reality. How you think is what you get out in life. You see, before even delving into the slide and the rest of them, who is an industry giant? People whose results have ended insult. That's an industry giant. People whose results have ended insult. Industry giants are meaning makers, not just money mongers. They are meaning makers, not just money mongers. Industry giants are impactful people, not just income drivers. Industry giants are significant entities, not just success-drunk entities. Industry giants are contributors and givers to their society, not just consumers and takers from the society. Industry giants are people of affluence and influence, yet kingdom-minded, not manipulators and intimidators with slavery thought patterns. So there are vacancies in the 7 mountains of influence. When you prepare yourself, don't forget what John Wooden said to John Maxwell so many years ago. He said, when opportunity comes, it is too late to prepare. When opportunity comes, it is too late to prepare. If you must hash, you must hide to do that. So, a few thoughts, and then I begin to unpack. Don't forget the definition I gave to you about who are industry giants. I've mentioned to you they are significant people, not just success-driven people. So first thing I want to say to you is that one of the things that provokes a path to your true identity in life is destiny passion. One of the pointers that you are on the right path, one of the things that show that you are not in another man's vineyard is that you have destiny passion. You might ask me, how do you know passionate people? Passionate people are excited people. Passionate people are full throttle people. Passionate people are future positive people. Passionate people are vision focused people. And passionate people are into it to win its people. When they do anything, they're excited. When they do anything, they are positive about the future. When they do anything, they are vision focused. When they do anything, they are in with full throttle. When they are in anything, they are excited about what they are doing. So passionate people are excited people. Passionate people are full throttle people. Passionate people are future positive people. Passionate people are vision focused people. And passionate people are in it to win its people. You see, it is not great labor that makes giant killers, but grace labor. So that brings me to the second point. Anyone that can give to any life pursuit whatever it demands can get from it whatever it offers. Let me say this because this resonates with me. Anyone that can give to any life pursuit whatever it demands can get from it whatever it offers. If you give politics whatever it demands, politics will give you whatever it offers. If you give ministry whatever it demands, ministry will give you whatever it offers. If you give sports and entertainment whatever it demands, it will give you whatever it offers. If you give media whatever it demands, media will give you whatever it offers. If you give education whatever it demands, education will give you whatever it offers. So casual people never become champions in destiny. Casual people will soon become casualties. Only people who give life their best get the most out of life. Let me say that again. Only people who give life their best get the most out of life. You see, the question you want to ask me, what does every life pursuit demand? I'm in business. What does the pursuit of business demands? I'm in ministry. What does ministry life demands? I'm in media. What does media demands? I am in arts and entertainment. What does it demand? I'm in education. What does it demand? Whatever thing you are, every life pursuit has demands. If you must get all it offers, you must give it all it demands. The first thing every life pursuit demands, it demands a clear objective. You must know what you are pursuing. In Philippians chapter 3 verse 13, the man said, this one thing I do, I forget those things which are behind. I stretch forth to the things which are before. I press towards the prize of the mark for the high calling of God in Christ. That was Apostle Paul talking. So every pursuit demands. It demands unbroken focus. It demands unbroken focus. You see, focus. It demands unbroken focus. You see, when you read 1 Kings chapter 20 from verse 39 to 40, the Bible tells us, or verse 40, that tells about a man who they handed to him, a prisoner of war, and said, keep this man. If this man escapes, your life will be for his life, or you pay 30 pieces of silver. And this man was given the right as one that beated the air. I don't do shadow boxing. He said, but one thing I do, I face life with focus. I face life with focus. Focus, I guarantee you have broken results. The third thing every life pursuit demands, it demands continual growth. You see, if you don't grow, you will grow. And growth, start gossiping those premature exposure. Continual growth. When you grow, your leadership capacity, the high when you even is, he said, which of you trying to build a tower and seated not down first to count the cost? If what he had is elbows, not that when he starts, they said this guy is consistent effort. You tried once, they said that persistence is falling 7 times and rising the 8th time. That is what persistent means. So it demands consistent insistence. You will meet with opposition. You will meet with failure. You will meet with disappointment. But persistent insistence. Persistent insistence is Isaac digging a well, and the enemy came to fight for the well. And he went to another place and dug another well. The enemy came and fought for the well. He didn't stop digging because the enemy was fighting. He moved up to Beersheba and dug yet another well. The Bible said with that he found water, and the enemy couldn't strive again for that one. That is what is called persistent insistence. You try something once, it didn't work. Except you are not doing the right thing. My pastor said consistency is doing things, working at things when it's working, working at things when it's not working, working at it until it starts working. That is consistency. The third point I want to bring to you why I talk about raising industry giant is that it takes dwelling in an atmosphere that feeds and fires up destiny passion to stay competitive in the race of life. Let me say that again. It takes dwelling in an atmosphere that feeds and fires up destiny passion to stay. There are places, there are atmosphere you stay in, you will be discouraged. There are atmosphere of dream busters and atmosphere of dream boosters. You choose the atmosphere you want to stay in. There are places and people you hang out with, and motivation for greatness dies. There are places and people you hang out with, all the dreams you have will turn to nightmares. They will turn to malaria parasite +3. So it is important you dwell in an atmosphere. In Proverbs 13 verse 20, it says, he that walketh with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. Who are your companions? Not 3 kinds of atmosphere. You might ask me, what kind of atmosphere should I stay in? There are 3 kinds of atmosphere you must stay in. Number 1, atmosphere of inspiration. Atmosphere of inspiration. Thomas Edison had a place he called the Menlo Park. Thomas Edison will go down and sit down with his staff. They stay there in an atmosphere, they call it Menlo Park, and they sit down and they begin to, because that atmosphere inspired creativity and invention. Find your own Menlo Park. It could be a hotel, it could be a bookshop, it could be a room in your house where you stay, an atmosphere of inspiration. Even Bill Gates had what we call a think quick itinerary. That Bill Gates, the CEO of Microsoft, goes to an island, sit in a wooden cabin to think twice every year, 7 days. No handset, no checking of phones, nothing at all, no sourcing of email and the rest of them. He sits down there, and when he was interviewed, he said the secret of Microsoft is those week where he goes to think. He sits down for 7 days to think, and just thinking. That's why a man once said, if all our praying through would turn to thinking through, would have been through long ago. If all our praying through will turn to thinking through, would have been through long ago. So, an atmosphere of inspiration. The second atmosphere that you need, you see, like I said, quality time with investors usually end up as newsmakers, and those who make news hardly have time to watch news. They enter Bill Gates' office. There was no wire connected. There was no television. And they say, there is no television in your room. He said, we are newsmakers, so don't watch news. We are busy making the news. Why? One evening, look at what the Genesis 24 verse 63, New Living Translation. One evening, as he was walking and meditating in the field, he looked up and saw the camels coming. Even Isaac was a strong man who stayed where an atmosphere of inspiration. The second atmosphere you need, if your dream pursuit must come to pass, it is atmosphere of competition. Atmosphere of competition. You see, the Bible was talking about a man called John the Baptist. He said, of all born of a woman, none is greater than John. Many are born, only few rise. Make yourself wanted and needed. Make yourself better every day and become valuable in the marketplace. Atmosphere of competition. It's everywhere. They're looking for players that are valuable, players that can. And the others went looking for Jesus. When they found it, they said, everyone is looking for you. You see, they become so valuable in the marketplace that can make you come to that level. The third atmosphere that will fire up your destiny pursuit is the atmosphere of desperation. It's your sword, but be your brother's slave. Yet when you rebel, you will break away from his control. It is the atmosphere of desperation that will make you rebel against slavery, rebel against mourners, rebel against living from hand to mouth, rebel against people. He said, Isaac said to him, I'm reading from Message translation. Isaac said to him, atmosphere of competition, atmosphere of inspiration, and atmosphere of desperation. Now, how do you become a giant in the marketplace? How? Number 1, dream it. Your dream and your service or product. Which platform will advertise your product? And how do you reach your customers? If you can dream it, then you can do it. If you target nothing, I guarantee you will. Big dreams, only big dreams have the power to move men's soul. That's what Maria Arola said. Dream big dreams. Only big divine design and purpose. Fish has no podcast. Have you ever heard fish having podcasts? Let me say it again. Fish has no podcast. Have you ever seen a podcast? They say this podcast is owned by a fish. Have you ever seen Lion's Facebook account? But these animals, these birds are succeeding. Why? Their dream align with their design in life. Henry Ford, automobile. So the first thing is to dream it. Just like Mother Teresa, who just saw a burden about the Calcutta poor people and decided to take care of them. And that became her dream in life. And she won the Nobel Laureate Prize by virtue of being a just charity. So dream it. What's your dream? Your dream can start with what problem do you want to solve? Who needs your product? Who are the people that your product will solve? If you are a doctor, you are sent to patients. If you are Moses, you are sent to the children of Israel. If you are Paul, you are sent to the Gentiles. If you are Peter, you are sent to the Jews. So find out what dream or what problem you want to solve. The second way to become an industry giant, desperately pursue God's confidence. Nothing pursues the God who knows everything. Very soon. See, throughout his lifetime, Ariju Letourneur was awarded more than 300 patents for his innovations in earth-moving equipment, manufacturing processes, and machine tools. Letourneur supplied between 50 to 70% of all the earth-moving equipment income, and giving 90% to the spread of the gospel. Letourneur exemplified what a Christian businessman should be. This guy, Ariju Letourneur, do you know anytime there is problem in his industry, he will take a notepad. Before he goes to bed, he will pray in tongues for a few minutes and go to bed. And in the dream, God will tell him the answer, the solution. Installed what we call covenant consciousness. He installed God confidence into his business. And he stood that in life. He stood that in business. And he was given 10, he was only living on 10% and was his life. I don't know what you do, but if you want to be an industry giant, key into covenant consciousness and begin to operate at that level. The third way to become an industry giant, deploy your skills of data. What is your expertise? What on investment? Find out what skill you are supposed to develop. Today we have AI. People are thinking we'll go back. No, we are not going back. Life is moving forward. What skill? Because without skills, we'll be killed in the marketplace. Without skills, we'll be killed in the marketplace. Let me say, without skills, we'll be killed in the marketplace. Get some skills. They say that a skill 10 times more valuable than a university degree. Coding, content creation. I'd like you to know a stone. It is not recorded that a stone can kill a giant. But what killed Goliath was they come to in the name of the Lord of hosts, whose armies you have defied. He said, this day I shall give your carcasses to the birds of the air. Why? Covenant consciousness. Those who sweat more in practice bleed less in war. It is what you practice in the secret place that you will be rewarded for. Practice will determine the caliber of your performance. Don't forget the young man I talked about, a record that took 22 years to be broken. For a single person to win 4 gold medals in one Olympics. Discipline and sacrifice. The fourth thing that can make you to become a giant industry giant family, there's the mountain of media, there's the mountain of arts and entertainment, there's the mountain of politics, there's the mountain of business, and the mountain of education. Choose the mountain. Years ago, Billy Graham preached only salvation for close to 72 years, or more than that. Over 72 years, preaching only salvation. He didn't pray of land. Ask him to build a house of land. Ask him to build a university and to own Billy Graham University. Story had it that he thought about it. He was almost cajoled into doing that. But he came back and his God told him, I only won over 2 million souls one-on-one. Why? He stayed in his mountain, in his place. Lionel Messi has not played any other sports than football. Stay in your place. Elon Musk is known for technology. Michael Jordan played basketball. After a while, he tried to play baseball. He couldn't make it. Why? He's trying to advertise Cripps apartment. Tega Nze. He has stayed on real estate. And today, he's moving in his mountain. Choose your mountain of influence. If it is arts and entertainment, it's your mountain of influence. If it is arts and entertainment, stick to it. If it is politics, stick to it. An industry giant. Dwell in the company of other giant killers. If you want to soar like an eagle in life, you can't be flocking with the turkeys, says Warren Buffett. If you want to soar like an eagle in life, you can't be flocking with the turkeys. Look for mentors and coaches in your area, sponsors and influencers, teams and colleagues. Don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to critics. Don't listen to cynical persons. Don't listen to negative kings and drama queens or energy vampires. People learn from one another just as iron sharpens iron. Proverbs 27 verse 17, Good News Translation. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Look for people. Look for an atmosphere of competition, atmosphere of inspiration, and relationship that bets desperation in your life. Where you say you can't die. An industry giant. Deal with self-sabotage. Deal with self-sabotage. You see, I love the way Alice Corning Selby something, and then you go about making sure it doesn't come to pass. Something, and then you go about making sure it doesn't come to pass. You say you want to lose weight, but you go about eating at all times, eating the things that will make you fattening. That's self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when you are pastoring a branch of a church and you are stealing the money and you want to be anointed. That's self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, you say you want to be a worship leader that carries the presence of God, and yet you every night, you come, every Sunday, you come from a man's house who has not paid your dowry. That's self-sabotage. Deal with laziness. Deal with lethargy. Deal with procrastination. But Judges 16 verse 1, he went down to Timnath and met a woman. Always started with all the things that he is supposed to stay away from. Those are the things that Samson embraced. Samson was attending that saloon owned by Delilah. And very soon, he became a mockery. You will not be a mockery in your generation, but deal with self-sabotage. The seventh thing that will make you to become an industry giant, develop your emotional balance. Depression is the full enemy of being a giant killer. Depression. Emotional balance. Emotional balance, fear, anxiety, low self-worth, inner critic. A voice is always telling you are not good enough. You don't deserve the best in life. That is emotional imbalance. Deal with it. Depression will only deprive you of your victory in business and in your industry. Deal with it. Don't allow depression. They said impression without expression leads to depression. Deal with emotional imbalance. Number 8, determine to follow a mentor and a life coach that inspires your spirit. Determine to follow a mentor and a life coach that inspires your spirit. A branch, a tree that's not bigger than you cannot give you a shade. You see, Adeboye told a story how his life changed when they went to Oklahoma, Tulsa, when his father, the founder of Redeem, was still alive, and they attended that conference. And he decided that he booked an appointment to see Kenneth Hagin. And then when they with other friends, other people that came from Nigeria and Africa decided to join him to see Kenneth Hagin. There were 4 that entered. So ask the first one, what do you want? This one said, I want to be the distributor of your books. I said, okay. Ask the second one, what do you want to be? I want to be selling all your materials, magazine. I said, okay. This one, what do you want? I want to be the one that will be distributing all your tapes. I said, okay. And then they asked Adeboye, what do you want? He said, everything that makes you Kenneth Hagin, that's what I want. So Kenneth Hagin called his secretary. This person said he wants to distribute my books. Give him. This one said he wants to distribute tapes. Give him. This one said he wants to sell magazine. Give to him. As after giving to them, he asked all of them to go out. He closed the door. He asked Adeboye to kneel down. The rest is history. That's where the oil began to flow. Steve Jobs was mentored by Mark Zuckerberg. Warren Buffett Mark Zuckerberg was mentored by Steve Jobs. Bill Gates was mentored by Warren Buffett. Priscilla and Aquila was mentored Apollos. My own pastor has a mentor, has a father. He is my own mentor and my own father. If you don't have mentors, you will soon fall into the hands of tormentors. Determine to follow a mentor and a life coach that inspires your spirit. Above all, number 9, defy evil forces. You see, anybody that doesn't believe Satan exists, when Satan will do you something, when he smokes your destiny like marijuana, you know that he exists. There is no flight without a fight. You see, there are evil forces you must deal with. Let me mention them. Number 1, Memucan. Who is called Memucan? Evil talkers and mind manipulators. Evil talkers and mind manipulators. Deal with them. Sambalat, dream killers and dreamer killers. Sambalat and Tobiah, they don't just kill dreams, they also kill the dreamer. Adoni Bezek is a destiny assassin and destiny waster. There are people who want to waste your destiny. They want to assassinate your destiny. You must deal with them. What about Herod? He monitors stars and kill dreamers in his domain. Herod wants to be the only voice in his industry. Look at this. Ezekiel. So it's important we deal with evil forces. And finally, delve deep into God as an addict. If you want to be an industry giant, delve deep into God as an addict. What do I mean? Word saturation. Be a word consumer. Eat the word until you become the word. He said, thy words were found and I did eat them. Thy words were unto me the rejoicing of my soul. Jeremiah 15:16. He said, neither have I gone back from the commandment of your lips, for I esteem the words of your mouth more than my necessary food. Job 23:12. Be a word addict. Be a consumer of the word. Secondly, be engaged in long-tonguing. 1 Corinthians 14:2 says, he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto meat, how be in the spirit he speaketh mystery. So spend time, pray in the Holy Ghost. Constantly pray in the spirit. That is what you do. Long-tonguing. That is you are delving deep into God. Then be a deep worshiper. Be a one that pours in communion on God. A worshiper. And then the fourth one, be a soul winner. I'm talking about delving deep into God. Word saturation, long-tonguing, deep worship, and soul winning. The most secure place on planet Earth is the secret place of the Most High. For he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have so much to do that I shall spend the first 3 hours in prayer. What do you see in our day? This man said he's so busy that I have to spend his first 3 hours in prayer. But what do we hear today? I'm so busy, I couldn't even pray. But this man said he's so busy, he spent the first 3 hours in prayer. Establish a daily habit of studying God's word. 3 chapters every day. 5 chapters on Sunday. In 12 months, we finish the Bible. 40 chapters every day. In 30 days, we finish the Bible. You see, what's his name? Oswald J. Smith, the man that wrote the book, The Man God Uses, said when he was standing, he was young in faith, he was standing in front of a Presbyterian church. Suddenly, a young man ran to him and collected his Bible, opened the front page and wrote this. This book will keep you away from sin, or sin will keep you away from this book. And it was later he found out it was John Bunyan that said that thing. This book will keep you away from sin, or sin will keep you away from this book. The more you can relate your pursuit to the purpose of God for your life, the more passionate you'll be about them. Make sure your pursuit is tied to the purpose of God for your life. It is called stewardship mindset. Stewardship mindset. True giant killers do not operate from the natural. Their source is in the supernatural. Let me read for you 1 Samuel 17:45-51. David replied to the Philistine, you come to me with your sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Today, the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head. Then I will give the dead bodies of your men to the birds and wild animals, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. And everyone assembled here will know that the Lord rescues his people, but not with sword and spear. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us. As Goliath moved closer to attack, David quickly ran out to meet him. Reaching into his shepherd's bag, taking out a stone, he hurled it with his sling and hit the Philistines in the forehead. The stone sank in, and Goliath stumbled and fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with only a sling and a stone, for he had no sword. Then David ran over and pulled Goliath's sword from his sheath. David used it to kill him and cut off his head. When the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they turned and ran. What happened? Covenant consciousness. David tied his pursuit to kingdom project. He had a stewardship mindset. I didn't want to kill Goliath so that they can clap for me. I want to kill Goliath for them to know, the whole world to know, that it is God that delivered Goliath into my hand. I've been talking to you about the raising industry giants. And I gave you 3 points. And I continued by saying the 3 points, that one of the things that provokes a path to true identity in life is destiny passion. I say passionate people are excited people. Passionate people are full throttle people. Passionate people are future positive people. Passionate people are vision focused people. Passionate people are in it to win it people. And we said the second point, anyone that can give to any life pursuit whatever it demands can get from it whatever it offers. What does, because casual people will never become champions in life. What does every life pursuit demands? It demands a clear objective. It demands unbroken focus. It demands continual growth. It demands consistent effort. And it demands persistent insistence. And I said to you, it takes dwelling in an atmosphere that feeds and fires up destiny passion to stay competitive in the race of life. There are places and people you hang out with, and motivation for greatness dies. 3 kinds of atmosphere that fires up giant killer mentality. Atmosphere of inspiration, atmosphere of competition, and atmosphere of desperation. And I ask you, how do you now become a giant in the marketplace? 1, dream it. Number 2, desperately pursue God confidence and install covenant consciousness. Number 3, deploy your skills of daily practice. Number 4, decide your mountain of influence. Number 5, dwell in the company of other giant killers. Number 6, deal with self-sabotage. Number 7, develop your emotional balance. Number 8, determine to follow a mentor and a life coach that inspires your spirit. Number 9, defy evil forces. Number 10, delve deep into God as an addict. And I said, the more you can relate your pursuit to the purpose of God for your life, the more passionate you'll be about destiny journey. Don't forget that when you spend time in solitude, spend time in silence, spend time in stillness in the secret place, you'll be a giant killer. Spend time in God's presence. He will show you how to conquer your industry. High to harsh preparedness is important. Connection to relevant networks is important. Till I come your way again, this is Leader Ogre here on Author of Mercy TV. Every Tuesday I bring to you values. If you check where you can see a link where you can click on and get values for yourself on my seller website. But I'd like you to know that you are a leader if you take in oxygen. You can become an industry giant. You can be a giant killed as a giant. But you make up your mind. Let your mentality sponsor your reality. If anything, don't forget, you need 3 atmosphere. Atmosphere of inspiration, atmosphere of competition, and atmosphere of desperation. Ask yourself, the atmosphere I'm dwelling in, will it give me destiny passion, or will it slow me down? Check it up. The people you are hanging out with, what are they teaching you? What are they making you think of? Are they bringing you down, or are they elevating your talk? To be an industry giant killer, to be an industry giant, make sure you have chosen giant killer. To be an industry giant, make sure you have chosen your mountain of influence, because no man becomes a specialist by being a general. See you in the next episode. as you become a giant industry giant in your mountain of influence. See you. Bye.
It is always your choice. AOMTV, Altar of Mercy Television.